Merry Christmas, everyone. Today is December 25th, 2024, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful Christmas holiday out there so far. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. My name is Hunter, and in today's weather forecast, we're going to be going over a couple of big storms that will be moving across the United States, bringing rain, heavy snow, and some Arctic air, especially as we go into January. We're going to be diving into everything that you need to know in today's weather forecast. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below for the latest weather information through the winter, the spring, the summer, and the fall. We got it covered for you on this channel. Check back often for updates. You can like the video, give it a thumbs up, and you can also leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those after the video. Let's look here at the GOES satellite imagery here. Very important to look at. Look at the Pacific jet stream here, moving in across the west coast. This is bringing in a lot of moisture off the Pacific Ocean and into the west coast, and that is what's feeding our storm track out there over the next couple of days. We got a couple southern stream storms that we'll have to watch for some severe weather as well in the picture. So let's look here at the weather alerts across the United States here on this Christmas day. We have in the purples, those are winter weather advisories. Well, travel could be a little difficult in some of these areas across the west, especially up here in the Pacific Northwest. We also in Washington state, in those higher elevations, especially the Cascades, we have in the pinks winter storm warnings, and then in those tan shaded colors we have wind advisories and high wind warnings, as we have some stronger winds with these storms as well. Let's look at this afternoon. We got a couple storms to talk about, one down here toward the lower Mississippi Valley, bringing us some showers and a few thunderstorms. Nothing too terribly organized, but definitely some dreary conditions this Christmas day down there. Bigger storm across Washington state and Oregon in the Pacific Northwest. The Cascades seeing some moderate to heavy snow this afternoon, and Seattle down to Portland seeing some moderate to heavy pockets of rain, and that'll continue to overspread the Pacific Northwest, even as far south as Northern California, northwestern Nevada as we go into tonight. Again, the storm system down here across the southern United States is not that big of a deal. Nothing too terribly organized tonight, just some drizzle, some showers, maybe some dense fog, something to keep an eye on overnight tonight. As we go into Thursday, we have a severe weather chance across the parts of Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. In the yellow shaded color here, this is a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe weather on Thursday. And in the browns and yellows, we do have a chance for some 60-mile-per-hour winds, some quarter-size hail, especially there for East Texas, and the threat for tornadoes is there as well. If you're in the dark green, this is a 2% chance of a tornado. If you're in the brown, that is a 5% chance of a tornado within a 25-mile radius, and especially into the Texarkana area, Paris, Texas, along and east of the I-35 corridor from Dallas-Fort Worth down to Waco, Houston included in that, and down to Galveston, Lake Charles, into portions of Alexandria. Be keeping an eye on that as we go into the day on Thursday. Let's break down the setup for you. Thursday morning, we're starting to see the warm air advection off the western Gulf of Mexico. That's going to provide our kind of fuel, if you will, for some showers and storms to become severe. We start to see the initiation back here in North Texas Thursday morning. With the heat of the day, Thursday afternoon, we're going to see those storms mature as they move across I-35 there in East Texas from the Texarkana region in towards Dallas, into Paris, Texas, Tyler, Texas, down there toward Houston, Beaumont, Galveston. We'll be keeping an eye on you Thursday afternoon. All hazards are possible, including tornadoes. And then an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, kind of a squall line moving across Arkansas and Louisiana. This will lean more toward a damaging wind and hail risk, but there could be some embedded tornadoes with this, especially further south you go into Louisiana. So Shreveport, Monroe, down to Alexandria and Lake Charles, will be keeping a very close eye on you Thursday evening. Then as we go to Friday, similar areas, but a lessening threat for severe weather across Louisiana and Mississippi. This now includes the Jackson region in Mississippi, Natchez, all the way back here toward Lake Charles. We could have a level 1 out of 5 chance for severe weather here for damaging winds, hail, and maybe a couple tornadoes there on Friday. Let's look at the United States and southern Canada picture all together here. Big system across the Pacific Northwest tomorrow. We're going to bring some very heavy snow across the Cascades, the northern Sierras, and the Rockies up here as well, like Idaho, Western Montana, Wyoming, and Utah seeing some pretty heavy snow. That'll continue on Friday as well. Pretty moisture laden across portions of the Midwest. We could have some rain as far north as Madison, Wisconsin, Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, here down toward Nashville as we go into Friday. Then as we go into Saturday, that moisture will move up there toward Canada. That could mix with or change over to snow across the Arrowhead of Minnesota and northern Wisconsin there on Saturday. Not looking at much of accumulation for that, just the warmer temperatures. Rainfall further to the south, and then you guessed it, another big system across the west as we go into Saturday, Sunday, spreading more heavy snow into the Cascades, the Sierras, and the Rockies. Heavier rains across the lower elevations of Washington State, Oregon, and Northern California, spreading into Nevada as well. And again, some heavier rains from the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, all the way back down to the Southeast to end the weekend on Sunday as well. Take it all together, here are the total precipitation map across the United States and southern Canada between now and Monday, December 30th. Heavy swath from portions of New York State all the way down to the Gulf Coast could be seeing anywhere from 1 to as much as 4 inches worth of rain in the heaviest swaths here. Don't get much across the Great Plains, maybe some, but not a lot. And then across the west, really cranking out some moisture here across western Oregon, northwest California. Could be seeing amounts there actually totaling over a foot of moisture going through your Monday time frame. So flooding will be a concern out there. And a lot of this in the higher elevations will be trending towards snow because it's colder as you go up in elevation. That rain will change over to snow, and it's going to be hefty snow amounts up here in British Columbia, the Vancouver region, into the Cascades, the Sierras and the Rockies, central Idaho as well, western Wyoming, we're talking about western Montana, parts of northern Nevada, northern Utah, western Colorado, a lot of the mountainous areas out here getting a few feet of snow between now and Monday, December 30th. And this could cause some travel troubles. The winter storm severity index here basically just shows you the brighter the color, the better the chance of those road conditions deteriorating between now and Monday. So if you're traveling in higher elevation of the Cascades, the Sierras, or the Rockies, might want to put those chains on the tires because it's definitely going to get slick out there heading through the weekend. Let's look at a big pattern change as we round out 2024 and open the new chapter of 2025, because we are really going to see a trough develop here in the eastern United States. Big ridging, blocking pattern up here toward Greenland and the Hudson Bay in Canada. Also a ridge out here in Alaska and western Canada. And all that does is focus the colder air further to the south underneath of that. And initially, it's not going to be, bone-chilling cold air. It's still going to be cold, though, for January standards. Just so you know, the January month is actually the coldest month of the season for a lot of the United States. So when you see below normal temperatures, you know it's going to start to trend colder, and that will make the snow line shift a little bit further south. We know it's been up in Canada, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Northeast, and the Pacific Northwest a lot. We're going to start to trend that a little bit further south. So the lower Midwest, the Ohio Valley here, into more of the Mid-Atlantic may start to see more opportunities for snow as we go into the first week of January, at least through the 6th time frame. Taking that from the 6th through the 13th, that takes you to about mid-month, and we could see that cold really expand and intensify. Major trough across the east, major ridge across the west there, and the stratospheric polar vortex is actually going to become a thing as we go in towards early January. It's starting to gain steam, and that is actually going to unleash some cold air, and likely the coldest of the season by mid-January down here across the northern part of the United States. So the first week in January, more of the tropospheric polar vortex from the Hudson Bay southward, and then the stratospheric polar vortex is more intense. That will bring a more intense brand of Arctic air down across the United States by mid-January. So those are two different things, and you can see that the stratospheric polar vortex by the second week or mid-January really going to bring down that cold air, and those anomalies out here in the east where the greens are, that is 15 degrees below normal here across the east compared to what you normally see in January. And note, again, January is the coldest month. So temperatures that are 15 degrees below normal is actually quite anomalously cold. So something to keep an eye on, and that, again, will shift that snow line a little bit further to the south here. And it could include states like Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas, maybe parts of the northern Dixie Alley like Mississippi, Alabama, North Georgia, the Carolinas are included, Virginia. So don't lose hope on snow yet. Plenty of winter to go, and we're definitely going to be getting colder and snowier further south as we go into January and the start of 2025. I hope you enjoyed the information here and hope everybody has a wonderful Merry Christmas. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for the latest weather information. Check back often for updates. Very important, like the video, give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps with traction on YouTube so more people enjoy the video as well. And leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. I'll get to those after the video. And again, I hope everyone has a wonderful and Merry Christmas.